Yes guys, welcome back to the channel for a brand new video, and today it is Game Week 6 predictions for Sky Bet League 2 2024-2025, and today's guest is going to be James of the channel FanCam. He does, part of the channel and stuff in terms of the vlogs and stuff like that. Obviously, we'll be going through my predictions for Game Week 6 and James's in this episode. Please make sure to smash a like on the video, subscribe if you are new around here, and also make sure to hit the notification bell so you know exactly when I upload a video or go live. And yeah, Game Week 6, already 5 game weeks in to the League 2 season, so we can start to see where teams' forms are at now. We can't really judge teams on the first 5, but we can sort of see where teams are this early on into the season. And yeah, I'm excited to make this video. Obviously, Newport are playing Swindon. That is the big game for me, obviously. Bit of a rivalry, same as MK Dons Wimbledon as well. Let's get straight on with the video. Introduce James, and then we'll get on with the predictions.
Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm doing Game Week 6 predictions today for League 2. If you don't watch the channel a lot, I'm James. I do the fan cams on you every single home game, and obviously I'm a massive Newport County fan. So starting this game week off, we've got Doncaster away to Harrogate, so on Thursday night on Sky Sports. So let's get my prediction for that game done.
So then the first game is tomorrow night at the time of recording. I'm recording this on the Wednesday, and tomorrow's game is the first game of match day 6, and it is Harrogate Town entertaining Doncaster Rovers at Harrogate Town. I can't remember the name of their ground. Is it Weatherby Road, I think. Doncaster Rovers currently sitting top of League 2, 4 wins out of 5, with that 1 defeat being against Newport County. The joint highest top goal scorers in the league with Newport County and Notts County, 12 points out of a possible 15, whilst Harrogate do sit 20th in the league, only 1 win all season and a draw, followed by 3 losses. Last week then, Doncaster Rovers, as we know, went a very good result, against Gillingham Town. Gillingham, sorry, I don't know what, again, Harrogate Town mixed up. But against Gillingham, and they did get a 1-0 victory there, whilst Harrogate lost at an out of form and out of sorts Cheltenham as well. So, Harrogate lost last week, Doncaster won last week, and I'm going to go with an away scoreline victory of 3-0. Harrogate 0, Doncaster Rovers 3.
So starting up with the Thursday night game, we've got Harrogate versus Doncaster. So Harrogate going into this game have played 5, lost 3, drawn 1, won 1. And Doncaster have won 4 and drawn and lost 1, which is obviously to us on the second game of the season. So going into this game, Doncaster top of the league, scoring loads of goals for fun. They're probably massive favourites for this game, but you never know with League 2. But I'm just going to go with the basic prediction. I'm going to go 3-0 Doncaster, 2 for Billy Sharp, 1 for Luke Molyneux. So that's my prediction for the first match. Let's get on to the second match of this game week.
And there are 2 12:30 kickoffs on Saturday, and we start off with the one at Plough Lane, AFC Wimbledon taking on MK Dons. Now, last week, MK Dons managed to get a 1-0 victory over Walsall. They've needed a result all season. MK Dons, they've looked really poor in pretty much all of their games apart from the one last week, and apparently they were just the better team on the day. Whilst AFC Wimbledon didn't play last week, they were due to play Tranmere Rovers, but obviously that was postponed due to international call-ups. AFC Wimbledon then currently sit 14th in the league, 2 wins and 3 losses out of their first 5. Only scored 5 and conceded 5 this season, and not a lot of goals, including MK Dons, whilst their rivals, AFC Wimbledon, have played 1 game less and are in 7th. 4 games played, 3 wins, only the 1 defeat, 9 points out of a possible 12 for them. I do think that AFC are going to win this one. AFC, sorry. I'm going to go with a home victory. I'm going to go 2-1. I think MK will score, but AFC Wimbledon 2, MK Dons 1.
Next up, we have got the fierce rivalry of Wimbledon versus MK Dons. which is obviously a massive game for what happened a couple of 20 years ago between those two clubs. So I think this game could have a couple of red cards. But going into this game, Wimbledon have played 4, won 3 and drawn and lost 1 to Bromley, and MK Dons going into this game have lost 3 and won 2, with their most recent game against Warsaw being 1-0. Going into this game, MK Dons are in a bit ropey form, and Wimbledon has started the season quite well, but it's a fierce rivalry, so I'm going to go for a 1-1 in this game.
The second of the 12:30 kickoffs is my boys Newport County travelling to Wiltshire to take on Swindon Town. Now currently Swindon are sitting in 21st in League 2. They still have not won a game yet this season. 3 draws and 2 defeats. Only scored 3 goals, conceded 8, and they are only a point above the relegation zone, whilst Newport County were handed their second defeat of the season last week against Port Vale after losing to Cheltenham in the middle. Was 3 nice victories over Doncaster, Accrington and Morecambe. Going into this then, obviously there's going to be wanting to be a bounce back sort of reaction from the players. We could go top of the league on the weekend, but at the 12:30 kickoffs, but that would depend on other results. That doesn't matter though. I think we just should be focusing on bouncing back and getting 3 points again. Last week, obviously, we lost 4-1 to Port Vale, as I mentioned, and Swindon got a 98th minute equaliser at Barrow after both teams went down to 10 men. No Harry Smith for Swindon on Saturday, but we're without players as well. I'm going to go Swindon 0, Newport 1. I think we're just about going to edge it 1-0.
So next up for the 12:30 kickoffs in League 2, we've got our game away at Swindon. Obviously, I'm going to the game, so hopefully we can win. Swindon have not started the season well. We've only not winning a single match, drawing 3 and losing 2. Obviously, with their draw against Barrow on the weekend, where they scored in the 90th minute, we've started the season, okay, decent for our standards, with 3 wins and 2 losses. Our 2 losses against Cheltenham, and obviously Port Vale on the weekend was just a mad game, and our 3 wins against Doncaster, Accrington and Morecambe. Scoring a lot of goals we are, but we've got loads of injuries, loads of red cards, so who knows who's going to be playing in defence. Swindon, Harry Smith got sent off, they've got loads of injuries, so nobody knows what this game could be like. But considering our form and Swindon's form, and we actually look like a good team apart from Saturday, but obviously Swindon, they won't have Harry Smith, so I don't think they're going to have much of a goal threat. So I'm going to go for a 1-0 county away win, with Aaron Wildy scoring for the 4th game in a row. So hopefully that can actually happen on Saturday, and we can actually win against Swindon away. So yeah.
Then starting off with the 3 o'clock kickoffs, we start off at Accrington as they host Crewe Alexandra. Now last week, Accrington, of course, lost 2-0 away at Meadow Lane. I think it's Meadow Lane, isn't it, to Notts County, whilst Crewe Alexandra are starting to get points on the board now, beating Morecambe 1-0 at Gresty Road. Morecambe, are poor, but Crewe, it was just about getting over the line for them and finally getting a win. And actually, they do now sit 13th in League 2. Back-to-back wins for them takes them up to 13th in the league, and the last couple of games have played really well for them. Accrington, however, do sit 23rd in the league. Only the 2 points accumulated so far this season. 0 wins, 2 points. 13 goals conceded in 5 games. It's really a bad start from Accrington. And they just have been really bad altogether. In terms of my prediction, I just think that Crewe are going to have too much. I know it's at Accrington, and that may have some sort of impact, but I'm going to go Accrington 1, Crewe Alexandra 3. A 3-1 win for Crewe Alexandra.
So starting the 3 o'clock games, we have Accrington against Crewe at the Wham Stadium. Crewe have won their last 2, lost 2 at the start of the season and drawn 1. Accrington have not won a single match in their first 5, drawing 2 and losing 3. So Crewe are a team on the up. Accrington look terrible with all their youngsters So my prediction for this game is 2-0 Crew, with Mickey Dimitri scoring again and keeping another clean sheet, and another loss for Accrington Stanley and Crew on off through getting the third win in a row.
Next game then is a very interesting one as Bromley entertain Notts County at Hayes Lane. Now last week Bromley did manage to get a 1-1 draw away at Colchester United, which, going into the season, games like that for Bromley were, don't lose sort of thing, and we didn't expect Bromley to have the start that they've had. So drawing against teams like Colchester and stuff like that were good results. But they've actually been very good this season, whilst Notts County, as we said, beat Accrington Stanley 2-0. Bromley currently sit 11th in the league, 5 games, 2 wins, 2 defeats, and that draw. Currently sitting 2 points off the playoffs, whilst Notts County are second in the division, still have not lost a game yet this season. Them and Tranmere are the only 2 teams not to have lost a game in League 2 so far. And they're looking good, Notts County. They're scoring goals. They're, keeping, they've only conceded 4 goals in 5 games. The defence ain't leaky. I think this is going to be another set of 3 points for the Magpies. I'm going to go Bromley 1, Notts County 2. Probably David McGoldrick again.
Next up, we have got Bromley versus Notts County at Hayes Lane. Notts County have started the season well in second place, winning 3 and drawing 2. And Bromley have won 2, not drawn 1 and lost 2. So Notts County, as expected, are looking like an amazing team again. Actually can defend this year unlike last year, so they're probably going to do quite well this season. My prediction for this game is going to be 4-1 Notts County, with Jody Jones getting a hat-trick of assists on his return to Notts County.
Next up is Carlisle against Fleetwood. Now, Fleetwood Town obviously didn't play last week due to international call-ups. They were due to play Salford City, whilst Carlisle United got another defeat at the hands of the Bantams at Valley Parade, a 2-1 defeat for Carlisle United. Fleetwood Town then currently sit in 17th place. Only played 4 games, to be fair, which is less than most of the division. 1 win, 2 draws and 1 defeat, whilst Carlisle sitting in 22nd in the division, only 1 point above the relegation zone. The second leakiest defence of the season, 2 goals behind Accrington. They don't score many, and they've only won one game all season, losing 4. That only other win, like I keep mentioning in every matchday predictions, is the one in the Cumbrian Derby against Barrow. I just don't see a way that Carlisle United win it. I know that Fleetwood didn't play last week, but I'm still going to go with a Carlisle defeat. Carlisle United 0, Fleetwood Town 1.
Next up, we have got Carlisle versus Fleetwood Town at Brunton Park. Carlisle have started the season absolutely terribly with 1 win and 4 losses, and Fleetwood didn't play on Saturday, so they've drawn 2, lost 1 and won 1. So this game, don't know really how good Fleetwood are because I haven't seen this play this season, and Carlisle haven't got a manager. So my prediction for this game is going to be 1-1.
Next up then is Gillingham taking on Tranmere Rovers. Now, Gillingham last week did get handed their first defeat of the season as they lost to Doncaster Rovers. Whilst Tranmere Rovers didn't play last week, they were due to play AFC Wimbledon. In terms of the league, Gillingham are currently 4th in the division, 10 points out of a possible 15, 3 wins, 1 draw, 1 defeat, whilst Tranmere Rovers have got 2 wins and 2 draws. They haven't lost yet this season. Tranmere obviously played 1 less game, and they are only a point off the playoff places. In terms of my prediction, it's going to be hard because Gillingham lost last week. Tranmere didn't play, and for the previous game, I said Fleetwood didn't play, Carlisle did play, and I went with a Fleetwood win. I'm going to go with a draw. I'm going to go Gillingham 1, Tranmere Rovers 1. I'm surprised with the start that Tranmere have made this season. They look a decent team. They can score goals. They defend well. I'm going to go 1-1 for this fixture.
Next up, we have got Gillingham versus Tranmere at Gillingham Stadium. Gillingham are currently sat in 4th place with 3 wins, 1 draw and 1 loss. and Tranmere, who obviously didn't play on Saturday, have won 2 and drawn 2. Both teams look very good defensively, so I think this could be a very, very tight game with maybe a dodgy decision from a ref. So my prediction in this game, considering Gillingham are at home, I'm going to go for 1-0 to Gillingham, and Gillingham continue their great start to the season apart from one loss.
Next up then is Grimsby Town taking on Barrow. Now Grimsby last week were defeated 2-1 by Chesterfield, a very good Chesterfield side in the end. A 2-1 defeat for Grimsby in that fixture, whilst Barrow got that draw against Swindon. Paul Farman got sent off. They had to play an outfield player in goal. Swindon still took to the 98th minute to score. Very valiant display from a 10-man Barrow side. And going into this one, I think that Grimsby, it's going to be a difficult season for them this year. They do sit 16th this season, 2 wins and 3 defeats, yet to draw a game this season, whilst Barrow sit in 3rd, 10 points out of 15, 3 wins, 1 draw, 1 defeat. Not a lot of goals including Barrow matches, but I am going to go with a Barrow victory. I'm going to go Grimsby 0, Barrow 2. I just look at Barrow and I think they're just the better team at the moment. They've started the last 2 seasons so brightly and just failed midway to end of the season, but a 2-0 win for them in this match.
Next up, we have got Grimsby versus Barrow at Blundell Park. Grimsby have started the season with 6 points, 2 wins from 5 games with 3 defeats, and Barrow have got 3 wins from 5 with 1 draw and 1 loss, but probably should have 4 wins because obviously they conceded 90 minutes against Swindon. My prediction for this game is going to be a Barrow win, 2-1 away from home, with a late goal from Barrow to break Grimsby hearts.
Next game then is at the Globe Arena or the Mazuma Stadium, whatever they want to call it for sponsorship purposes, etc, etc, is Morecambe taking on Colchester United. Now Morecambe lost last week, as you guess, 1-0. They've played 5 games so far this season, Morecambe, and they've lost every single game 1-0. Whilst their visitors for this one, Colchester United, did get a 1-1 draw against fellow mid-table team Bromley. In terms of the league, Morecambe obviously rock bottom, 0 points out of 5, and just look absolutely abysmal, but they're not getting battered in games, whilst Colchester United sit in 18th after 5 games with 1 win, 2 draws and 2 defeats. And I said Colchester were a dark horse, and I think that they may click into gear come the midway point of the season, and I think they are going to get another set of 3 points in this fixture. Do I do it? Do I not? Yes, I'm doing it. Morecambe 0, Colchester United 1. I'm continuing the 1-0 trend for Morecambe. Another 1-0 defeat.
Next up, we have got Morecambe against Colchester at the Mazuma Stadium. Morecambe have started the season absolutely terribly, losing every single game 1-0. Colchester, they've got 5 points, 1 win, 2 draws and 2 defeats. Haven't won in their last 3 games. Morecambe haven't won all season. But I do think Morecambe are going to score eventually after 5, getting their 6th attempt of trying. But I still think they're going to lose again. I think Colchester's team is probably better than Morecambe's. I'm going to go for a 2-1 away Colchester to win.
So then the next game is at Vale Park. Port Vale entertain Chesterfield. As we know, Port Vale beat Newport County 4-1 last week. Port Vale weren't amazing in that 4-1 victory. I think we just handed them 4 goals, which they took very well. Jaden Stockley scoring 2, John Talage, I think it's John Talage, and Ethan Chislett scoring. And they were just miles better on the day, but they didn't need to be very good, whilst Chesterfield got a good 2-1 victory over Grimsby. Port Vale then currently sit in 12th in League 2. That was only their 2nd win of the season. 2 wins, 1 draw and 2 defeat, whilst Chesterfield are 2 wins, 2 draws and a defeat, a point off the playoffs. And I just think that Port Vale are inconsistent, and I think Chesterfield will want to continue their run of good form, and I'm going to go Port Vale 0, Chesterfield 1. I just think that Port Vale can't find a consistent run of results, so a 1-0 win for the visitors.
Next up, we have got Port Vale against Chesterfield at Vale Park. Obviously, Port Vale looked a bit shaky in the last couple of the games, but when they played us on Saturday, they blew us away, and obviously you can tell they have that quality at this level. Chesterfield, who have obviously got promoted from the National League last season, have started the season well with 2 wins and 2 draws in 5 games, sitting on 8 points. But Port Vale looked like a very good team on Saturday, so my prediction for this game is going to be a 2-1 win to Port Vale, with Port Vale winning their second game in a row.
The ultimate game of matchday 6 then is Salford City taking on Cheltenham Town. Now, Salford City didn't play last week as they were due to play Fleetwood, but game got postponed due to international call-ups, whilst Cheltenham Town got a very good 1-0 win over Harrogate. Cheltenham have looked really poor so far this season, and getting that win against Harrogate was massive for them. Only their second win of the season after 3 straight defeats after beating us on the opening game. They sit in 15th. 2 wins and 3 defeats, while Salford City sit in 19th. Yes, they've played a game less, but 1 win, 2 draws and a defeat. Their only win coming in that 1-0 victory on the Monday night against MK Dons. In terms of this prediction, I think this is going to be a boring game. I think this might be the first ever 0-0 prediction I've done on this series so far, but I'm going to go Salford City 0, Cheltenham Town 0.
Next up, we have got Salford against Cheltenham Town. Obviously, Cheltenham Town have played 5 games. We're beating us 3-2 at the start of the season. Then lost 3 in a row, and now they won the most recent game against Harrogate. Salford have only played 4 games with 1 win and 2 draws and 1 defeat, but look very good against MK Dons, so nobody knows how this game could go. So my prediction for this game, I'm going to back for a Salford win. They look very good against MK Dons, and I feel that obviously MK Dons are better than Cheltenham. So my prediction for this game is going to be 2-1 to Salford City, with Salford win their second game in a row, obviously after MK Dons.
The final game of matchday 6 is Walsall taking on Bradford City. Now, Walsall obviously lost 1-0 last week at Stadium MK despite their good start to the season, and Bradford City getting a 2-1 win over League 2 strugglers Carlisle United. In terms of the table, Bradford City currently sitting in 5th on 10 points, 3 wins, 1 draw and 1 defeat, whilst Walsall are in 6th, 3 wins and 2 defeats. So 5th against 6th in this fixture, a potential playoff final if the season was to end right now. But in my prediction, I'm going to go for a Desmond to end matchday 6. I'm going to go for Walsall 2, Bradford City 2. I think there's goals in both of these teams. Both teams can score. Both teams can be deceptive to concede goals. So I'm going to go for Walsall 2, Bradford City 2.
So the final game for this game week, we have got Walsall versus Bradford at the Poundland Prescott Stadium. Both teams are currently sat in the playoffs right next to each other, with Bradford being in 5th and Walsall being in 6th, with Bradford on 10 points and Walsall on 9 points. My prediction for this game is going to be 3-2 to Bradford, because I think Bradford this season look like a very quality team, and I think they have that quality edge over Walsall. So yeah.
We are, guys, matchday 6 predictions done and dusted. Please make sure to leave your predictions down in the comment section down below, of course. Big massive shout out to James for being the guest for matchday 6. Massive shout out to him, and also make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. Hit that notification bell so you know exactly when we upload a video or go live. Matchday vlog Saturday for the game against Swindon, and hopefully a set of 3 points, and hopefully I get some of these predictions right. Like I said, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.